And
Alrighty, good morning, everybody. The chair will call the meeting to order. First item on our agenda is to approve the October 9th, 14th, and 23rd. Yes, I'm gonna move from Commission 11. Do so, seconded, in a second. Okay. All right, any, changes or amendments to those minutes? Are you one of you? No? Okay, then all those in favor, give by saying aye. Those opposed, the vote's unanimous. Item 2 is authorize and sign a fund balance policy, which we don't have. We don't have any.
We don't have any fund balance.
but we have a policy.
But we have a policy. So for the record, Diane, why don't you talk about the policy we've had in the past and
Well, the policy that I sent to you
Yeah.
for your review hasn't changed from the last few years. And so the policy is about maintaining, what the DRA and the Government Finance Officers Association deem as, an appropriate amount of fund balance, and that's between 5 and 12%. We're not at that, but we have to, by law, have a policy in place
5 or 12% of what?
of expenditures, but budgeted
total
expenditures. Sorry.
expenditures, right?
Yes.
Well,
And,
in order to do that, given our present situation, we'd have to have appropriations or some kind of savings, some kind of unexpected, unanticipated revenue that we can hang on to.
mhm,
There's really only 3 ways to do it, right?
Right,
One is to over budget or under revenue.
yeah,
2 is to appropriately budget and have an unexpected revenue or an unexpected decrease in expenditures. That's 2 and 3.
right.
And really the unexpected decrease in expenses, the only way that really comes is through the legislature.
Yeah.
I don't know if somehow they did something to minimize the county's contribution to Medicaid primarily. That would be the only way. And that's, doesn't seem likely to happen. It's certainly not gonna happen next year.
All right,
and what the policy defines are the different types of fund balance. We deal mostly with, the focus is always on unassigned fund balance. It's not
right,
designated for
Designated.
anything. But then we have assigned fund balance, we have reserve, for different things that, for example, we have cash for dispatch capital. That's, an assigned fund, we have some things that fund balance, but it's assigned for a specific purpose.
deeds the same way, right?
Not so much deeds,
Deeds have an equipment fund?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not.
yeah, special revenue, it's not, but we.
Special revenue.
Yeah, well, there's more of a balance in there these days, but it's those types of things where the assets are designated for a specific purpose and we can't use those assets
Or anything else?
to pay bills or.
And
anything
we
like
will,
that.
I've had some discussions with the registrar about using some more of that fund for next year's expenses.
Expensive, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, it's senseless for us to continue to build that fund up without a thought about what we're gonna do with it. And if you remember a few meetings ago, the registrar came in and talked about different types of software
Right,
and
right.
things that she's going to be
Changes.
doing. So I'm gonna be working closely with her in her budget preparation.
Yeah.
For how we might have a disagreement that would need to be settled by the commissioners.
Okay.
But she and I will come in and lay out our respective viewpoints.
Yeah, okay.
But by law, you are required to adopt a fund balance policy
Yeah.
each year.
Okay, so I'll accept the motion by Commissioner Feliciano to sign the fund balance policy, ready?
I make a motion to authorize and sign the fund balance policy.
Okay, and that was submitted to us, and that was seconded by Commissioner Levitt. And any further discussion or questions? Not hearing, then all those in favor of adoption, indicate by saying aye. Those opposed, vote unanimous. Now, next is authorize and sign the investment policy.
Yes, and this is another policy, per RSA 29-1. You're required to adopt each year. And again, there have been no changes to our investment policies. We're very limited as to what type of investment vehicles we can invest in. Basically, and it outlines,
Yeah, no risk.
the very little risk, and then the requirement for collateralization of all of our deposits. All of our deposits have collateral up to 100% of our deposits.
So we,
That requirement.
as you know, the FDIC provides a certain amount of collateral, but our deposits,
Exceed that.
depending on the time of the year, well, just about all time of the year, exceed that. And so we require collateralization, which really started way back when citizens, what did they call themselves then?
You know, the Royal Bank of Scotland.
No, yeah, remember when they went under? You were here.
Citizens Bank? No.
Yeah,
Actually, the collateral, it started before that,
Yeah.
before I came here, when Orange County, California went under.
Right, went under, right.
And they lost their deposits, so
Yeah.
that changed everything after that.
but I remember we were literally transferring a day's worth of pay, to cover payroll to a bank, because we had our money in a different bank, so.
We're limited, we can only invest in US Treasury bills, US government agencies, those that are backed by the US government. Whatever that is
Worth.
worth.
Yeah.
And then certificate of deposits, but everything has to have collateral, agreements above the $250,000 FDIC. And as long as I've been doing this, that has been the FDIC limit. It's never increased, so.
Yeah, all right, so I got a motion by Commissioner Levitt to authorize the investment policy and seconded.
Second.
Okay, second, all right. Any more discussion regarding the investment policy? No? Okay, all those in favor of adoption, indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, vote unanimous. Okay, item 4 is authorize and sign our grant management policy. So the grant management policy.
Last year was the first year that we implemented, the
Yeah.
commissioners adopted a grant management policy, and that is more for, federal grants, particularly Gopher. Funds required that we have a grants management policy, so
Yeah.
nothing has changed with this. And pretty much any time that we apply for any grant funding, they're asking for a grant management policy, and it's just more helpful when, especially if you're going for anything competitive, it just helps with the scoring that you have an actual policy as to how you're going to comply with everything, so.
And it also
Gives you the ability.
It also ensures that, no separate department applies for something.
We're not aware of, right?
that-
That would bind us to.
Well, yeah, the biggest thing is, there's two things. One of them is, it could bind us, and the feds have been famous for that, where they'll give us money for a couple of years with the idea that we're gonna fund it the third year, the fourth year or on. And, that's a commitment. I'm not sure,
Depending on the nature of what it is.
well, I'm not even sure how you can make that commitment, because, you don't have direct control over an approved budget. I mean, you have once it's approved, but not in the process. And the other part is, we don't want somebody to apply for a grant, spend all that time doing it, have a competitive grant where we've knocked someone else out of the running because we were approved, and then find out that the commissioners don't want to accept it.
Right.
It's kind of unfair to other people who participate in the grant process. So, we want both those
You
things.
just wanna know, that's the bottom line, we wanna know what's happening.
And we want to be informed, and I want it, I want Diane to check the numbers. I want, the other thing is, we don't want a grant that underfunds what we're looking
What we
to
try to
do.
do.
Or supplant anything.
Or,
I mean,
that's the other,
Yeah.
no, that's,
and that's why we're so limited as to what we can apply for because of supplanting, unless you're looking to initiate something new and get grant funding for that. It's really hard to get grant funding for something that's within our budget to offset it because of supplanting.
All right, so Jenny's motion, we're making motion.
Make a motion to authorize and sign grants management policy.
Second. Second, okay, any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor of adoption of the policy, indicate by saying aye. Those in favor, you vote unanimous.
And here are the three policies.
Okay. We'll bring them inside, we'll sign them. Item number 5 is upcoming events. Next, Thursday, we've got to award our grand and tan, is that right? So.
11:15.
11:15.
The bids are due at 11 o'clock.
so if we can rearrange the timing of our meetings to.
Right.
You
Be here at 11.
know, be here at
Be
11.
here at 11 next Thursday. Okay.
Yeah, it takes a few minutes. They get their bids. It takes a few minutes for them to review everything.
Well, sometimes it's not as simple as looking at an interest rate.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
premium.
There's premiums and other things that.
So I think we'd be ready between 11:15 and 11:30
So-
with all of that.
Well, we'll come in at 11. We'll just wait for the bids and we'll see what we get. All right, and then we'll come in the following week to sign them.
The following week,
Right,
yes.
right.
And then we're due to get our proceeds November 18th. for our cans again. And then pretty much after we get our bids, we're gonna start the process on the first round of cans.
Right,
That'll be for December. For you too.
okay. We also have,
We have some, new business, Mr. Chairman,
yeah,
if you entertain that.
yeah, and I got some old business too, so go ahead. What you need to-
I have some new business with accounts.
Well, why don't you go first?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are 5 bank accounts that the commissioners are custodians of. And I need new signature cards due to our new commissioner who's on board. And, so I have everything kind of tabbed out here for you to sign.
Sure.
So there are some places where the 3 of you need to sign, and then there are some places only George signs, so that is just
We'll bring that
updating the
inside.
signatures
Yep.
for
You
our
can
bank
just add that
accounts.
to the-
Yeah.
I'll add it to the pile.
Okay.
Are you done? Or do you have?
I have one other thing, and this is for Leslie. Last week, I had asked you to sign, for the to digitize your signature for the check. The pen that we used didn't work, so can I ask you, I guess
You have a
our
special pen?
IT director, there's a special pen, actually.
Stay in the lines.
Stay in the line. You did great with that. I think it was the pen. It just didn't go through. Our IT director was really struggling with it. And so he asked if you can do 2 forms. Yeah, because this is how it showed up and it was just too light. So he said to use this special pen and to press hard.
Okay. Thank you. Showing to that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give that to you as well. Okay. Put that in the stat.
Yeah, special, the special pen, really.
Yeah, actually, Janet can probably, put this forward, better than I, but they're looking, to utilize, another small area for.
You do football?
Lacrosse.
Oh, lacrosse.
Lacrosse and football.
Mainly lacrosse would like to use it.
Really?
Well, we have a diagram. Janet was kind enough to do a diagram and stuff, so you could explain this
Sure.
to Janet.
That one is the haying, what is approved for haying?
This, oh, they wanna use this?
No,
No.
the other. This is the current lease. we wanna use this. So the parking lot, the driveway parking lot to the football
Right.
field is here, they would like to add this.
It's not hay now,
It's not in the Haynes part.
Okay.
so we're not.
They've been using this, so they've been using this in the
They've
back.
been using all of this.
Right. They just
This
wanna
is the
use-
community garden.
What's
So
up,
they want-
what's going on with the community?
It's
Have they
being
used
used.
it?
Oh, yeah, they're,
Yeah.
I see it out my win, they're there almost every day during
Yeah.
the summer.
Okay. Using it.
Yes. Yeah, there's quite a few people there.
Well, I'm glad they're doing that, because normally the ones we've had in the past just fell into disrepair, and we had to go in and clean them up.
No, I've seen them a bunch of
This
times.
part here that they want.
Bless you.
Right, this part here.
Yeah.
It's near the football
Occasionally you see
field,
the
but-
bird
Yeah,
watchers out there, like the
So
bird
it's the part
watching
between the
groups.
football field and the courthouse,
Yeah.
right over here,
Yeah.
there's some bushes over here, and there's some growth.
The only thing that I notice is there's,
Swale.
yeah, well, so they'll probably have to stay back this way some,
Yeah.
but if they can make it into a lacrosse field, they would like to.
They're very well supervised, the
They-
parents are extremely attentive. When I'm here on the weekends, the courthouse, that section of the courthouse parking is full.
Yes,
And, of parents that are here to support their kids, so,
even weeknights,
When
by
we leave.
5 o'clock.
yeah.
There's a lot of
the whole thing is
activity, a
full.
lot of screen, the kids, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is a, well-used, well-maintained, and well-supervised, and they leave it spotless.
They clean it.
Yeah, I know, I noticed
They're
that.
really good about, having it cleaned. When I come on the weekends, I'll bring part of my therapy dog training for my lab is crowds. So I'll walk them through the crowds.
Yeah, so you get used to it.
So he gets used to it, and because that's something he can't get at Riverside, obviously, he deals with residents in wheelchairs, walkers, but crowds is something he's not exposed to. So I bring him through, and we walk through the crowds, and it's always, peaceful, well-maintained, everybody seems happy, and everybody cheers for their kids, and it's
Yeah, that's
really
good.
well done.
But I'm assuming you guys don't have any objection to that?
Okay.
All right, good, then you'll just tell them it's okay.
Okay,
Make sure that they got their insurance coverage, that's.
They have that, and that'll cover it no matter what field in other words, it's not field specific.
Okay.
let me send it to you.
Okay. All right, you got any other new business or anything?
No, sir.
Okay,
I have some,
I guess-
I have some
yeah, executive session.
executive session,
Yeah.
regarding personnel.
One item of old business, commissioners and I, met with the Dover City Council regarding the warming center. They had a lengthy discussion and, voted, 7-1 for the county to proceed with the agreement that was authorized by Somersworth and Rochester, so the next step on our end is we've got to send out the RFP for the construction of a new building, so we gotta get, I know Dougie prepared it.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I sent it to you at the time to distribute to.
yeah, so it's been prepared, everybody's ready to go, so we just gotta get Dougie to put it out.
Okay.
We talked about a 30-day window.
Yeah, we need to get it in the paper.
Yeah, I know Commissioner Levitt has, talked to a bunch of different contractors who might be able to help us out, in terms of looking at the project. It needs to be a design build, so, because all we have is a concept plan. But it's not a bad concept plan, it does have a floor plan, so. I think there's some things that we want to ensure when we get the responses that we get. And if there's any questions, I think Dougie ought to reach out to myself or Commissioner.
Actually, I think if it's okay with you, Mr. Chairman, is that we'll, mandatory, involve a pre-bid walkthrough.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to see the site before they put a bid in, and then, cause you remember in the old days when we didn't have mandatory walkthroughs,
Yeah,
we got burned once.
right.
And we don't wanna do that again.
Now, in that,
That was 25, 30 years ago, but still.
for the record, we've gotten three different bids, estimates on the cost of, tearing down the old Humane Society or the piggery. City of Dover, Harry Plummer from the city of Dover, the acting fire chief, is gonna come out. He thinks he can do some exercises within the building.
Yes.
And also, he's interested in maybe somehow working with a contractor. So far, the best prices we got were from the Kenyon in terms of tearing the building.
The other part of that, Mr. Chairman, is if it's going to be altered in the sense that the fire department is gonna do something with it, maybe it needs to be included in the RFP. I mean, maybe it would be up to the vendor to pick his or her person. Cause what we're showing people now is.
Well, we could show them an option. I mean,
Yeah, but
it should be an option in the RFP actually, because really to prepare the site would be the county's. If
Well-
I'd say it's the county's responsibility, it would be the municipalities that would be paying for that.
Yeah, the only thing I'm thinking is the site might not be what it looks like now.
Well, that's true.
If, Chief Plummer's gonna do something with that site, we've kind of to expect the vendors that we've had look at it, live with what they've said. And I don't know, and I'm just suggesting that we consider putting it at as part of the RFP so that the builder can find their own person to tear it down. And they might have some relationships, they might have some relationships with somebody that we don't have.
Right.
Or they might wanna do it themselves.
Yeah, who knows? The only thing I'd like to be able to do is have community corrections go out and take the Charlie Nobles that are on the top of the building. I think they have some value, and then we.
I'll probably have maintenance do it only because of the equipment,
Yeah, okay, whichever.
Primex is,
Okay, I get it.
Primex is gonna make us wear, all
Right.
kinds of gear, which
Yeah.
community corrections doesn't have.
So
So,
I think there would be a neat artifact for us to hang on to. There's very little artifacts left of the county farm itself, except, outside the almshouse itself. I think it's kind of, there's two of them up on the building. They're old and they're actually worth some money. I looked online and they get somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 for them. So just to smash them up, I don't think would make a lot of sense.
the other part, Mr. Chairman, is there gonna be any discussions, cause we're gonna have a public hearing coming up, so it might not be a bad idea to talk about that.
Yeah.
In regards to the CDBG, CD.
Yeah.
I forget, I
Don't you
forget,
love acronym?
I forget all of,
Yeah, I know.
I forget all of those initials, but
So,
to me, it was a brilliant idea and a great effort to cooperate, with another homeless shelter provider.
right, so, based on some suggestions by the community action program, Dover city manager, as well, we've been able to put together a partnership with the Strafford County Community Action and applying for some federal funding through the CDFA, section of the community development program. That money can be used for operating expenses. It's COVID money left over that has to be spent by next year.
I'm sorry.
Okay. And we're of the opinion that in working in cooperation with CAP, that we might be able to save the taxpayers the operating expenses or a portion of their operating expenses. Right now, as you all know, the city of Dover has appropriated $75,000, Rochester has appropriated $75,000. And the county's drawing down $100,000 towards the operation of the warming center. What we're gonna try to do is get the CDFA grant to offset the cost of Rochester and Dover's contribution. in some form or manner. And do so in cooperation with, CAP. Now, the Community Action Program was going through the, CDFA process with the city of Rochester. That has been postponed as a result of us trying to file a joint application, for that money. Through all this, we're gonna have to have a series of public hearings, probably sometime late November. They're boilerplate, I call boilerplate public hearings. We always hold them when we have a federal grant of that type through the CDBG program. Or other programs similar to this. So there'll be a series of public hearings, that we'll have to hold. And then it's a competitive grant, with the state, but we think because of the fact that we're dealing with CAP, it'll strengthen our contract, our chances of getting the money. Now, there's $6 million left, we've been told, in that fund. So I like the idea of us joining forces with CAP. CAP's putting together the shelter in Rochester. So it's a nice fit. And let's just see if we can save some property taxpayers some money by doing that.
And also they come up with a unique way of tying this back to COVID.
Right.
And I'm disappointed I didn't think. I was more looking at prevention of COVID now, because as we know, it's not gone. Although we are COVID free at the jail and we are COVID free at Riverside. So, but we just went through a month of it,
Right.
Fortunately, because of our aggressive vaccines, we only had 2 or 3 on one unit and 2 or 3 on the other unit. And the thing that surprised me was on the unit that houses people with some form of dementia, that it didn't spread. Because there's no way you can ask these people to stay in the room or keep a mask on. I mean, it's not possible. And we, beyond 3 or 4 cases, it didn't spread to the balance of the 42 people we have on that unit. So to me, that's a testament to it's a testament to the vaccine program, and of course our staff mask up, but we did have some staff, but not just a small handful who could just as well have gotten it on the outside as they did on the inside. So I think we'll always have that, although right now we have no staff with COVID and no residents. That could change this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll do our last round of vaccines in November. And we're done with flu. We've done our flu vaccines for the staff and residents. So we've completed that.
Okay. So you guys got any other old new business? No?
Yeah.
So you're gonna talk about getting out the RFPs?
Yes, sir. I'll speak with them today.
Okay, appreciate that.
And Janet, I'll have him work with you about getting an ad for the paper, because obviously we need to, we can send it out to people we know are vendors, but we need to publish it.
Just make sure Dougie puts in there that the demolition of the existing building, should be an option for that.
Yeah, they should include that as part of the RFP.
Right.
Doesn't mean we have to use it.
Use it, right.
As a separate part of the RFP.
Right. Okay. All righty, we'll move on to item 7. If we don't have any old or new business questions or comments from the public regarding the agenda. Morning, Susan, do you have anything for us this morning?
Yeah, it's a comment you probably don't want to hear. You pride yourself, George, on being transparent, but yet we had 3 policies come before this committee today. And there isn't a link on your agenda so that we can see them ahead of time, nor is there the opportunity for public comment. End of discussion, thank you.
Okay. Well, it's the same policy we had last year. We'll make sure that it's, the policy's put out on.
They are on the website.
They're on the website in advance of today's meeting.
Couldn't find them.
They're under the finance department.
I
Well,
asked,
is there a way that we can make these agendas a little clearer and have a link to it?
sure,
Yeah, I don't see.
Because
that.
I never would have thought to look under finance.
Right.
The website sometimes is very difficult to navigate.
I don't disagree with that. It is difficult to navigate if you're not used to it.
we'll put a link to it.
Sure,
Thank you.
we can do that.
But I did ask that we put on in advance of today's meeting.
Okay, all right. Okay. So, then, we don't have any more questions. Item 8 is motion going non-public. Discussion of person made by Commissioner Levitt and seconded by Commissioner Casey. We go into non-public for contract negotiations and for personnel issues.